Yo, 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 what's good, YouTube? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back welcoming you to Answering the Bell with Stormybman for this Sunday, May 15th, 2022. And this is number 38 in our series of call-in shows as we come in on a Sunday morning after a prosperous Saturday of boxing, and we talk about it. And we talk about what we enjoy. We talk about what we like to see in the future, what's on the horizon, and just bask in the glory that is our favorite sport, the sport of boxing. Smash the like button as you come into the building, people. Welcome all. Glad to see you. Glad to be back. Seems like we were just here a mere couple of hours ago because the call-in show ended a little bit late because the fights ran a little late, but that's okay. We enjoyed everything all the same. We had a very successful post-fight show last night. We had almost 1,500 people viewing the post-fight show last night. And for Stormybman, that's a huge audience of coming in to hear what the sensei has to say. My commentary on post-fight festivities, reviewing the fights, talking about, giving my take, breakdown, whatever. But to have numbers like that is impressive. And I want to say salute to everybody that came in last night to participate, those who viewed, those who wanted to say, hey, let's see what this guy's talking about. But there's a ever steady growth happening on the channel, and I'm glad to be a part of this process. And I'm glad that those of you who consistently support myself, the channel, my content, all of you are a part of that process, and I couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much for doing what you do out there. You know what I'm saying? So, this is how things get done together. And I have said that many times, and you will hear me say it again. So thank you all. We're going to start off with a little bit of a roll call. We got a few people in here. Antonio Hembrick was out there first. He said, salute Sensei. Boxing and Barbecue is out there. We got something coming up later this week. Boxing and Barbecue and I, another dining dish. We're going to be on there together. Stormy, it's been a great couple of weeks of boxing, he says. Yes, sir, it has. Stephen L. the Mac is back with us saying good morning. Quee, the sisters in the building saying, what's happening, y'all? Jose Diaz is back saying, salute Stormy B-Man in chat. Boxing and Barbecue is saluting Quee. CB Sports TV is in the building saying, salute Stormy B-Man. Salute to you as well, brother. Let's see. King Jr. is in the building saying, salute Stormy B-Man in chat. Seen and Unseen Boxing is back with us saying, salute, salute, salute. Bruce Gass, Boxing, Jazz, and More is back saying, Stormy B-Man, salute, bro. Showing all of those emojis. I appreciate you. Quee is also showing those emojis. I love when y'all put the emojis up, man. Makes me feel welcome. Boxing and Barbecue says, hit the like button. Yes, sir. Shadow 9 is back saying, Stormy B-Man. Good morning, family. Good morning to you. Winston Lee is throwing up the deuces with that shot glass, man. I appreciate that. A little early to get my drink on. Jose Diaz says 100. Yes. Quee says amazing. Guess you're talking about the numbers, right? From last night. Yeah, amazing. Con Shonery is back saying salute. Windy City Assassin says, morning, Sensei. Still got a little euphoria from last displays of the art of boxing. Hey, man. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to put you in a great place, when the sport is delivering like it's supposed to. Now, just imagine Last night is just a sample, a smidget of what boxing could really be. But what if the sport was delivering like that on a regular basis? Just meditate on that for a moment, okay? Just for a moment. We're not getting anywhere near what we should receive with the sport of boxing and what it has to offer. But just imagine if they did. Yeah. Isn't that something? That is something, people. I tell you. Just think about it. That's what it's all about. It's one of the reasons why I've taken time out to go and look at some of the fighters in the smaller weight classes. And, you know, salute to L-Dub Boxing out there, because L-Dub keeps me posted on news and fighters, and he does a tremendous job where he places his energies and his interests in certain aspects of the sport that help us all. You have no idea. And when you have someone that does it that kind of way, it can keep you in the loop. You don't necessarily have to know everything, but to be in the loop, to be in the know of things and being within a communicating circle is gratifying. Very gratifying. Trick Noty, what he does out there, salute to him as well. Keeping us in contact with former fighters and trainers who do their thing, who have done their thing, who have had their careers already, and keeping them grounded and in touch with us where we can interview and have shows and discussions. All of that really means something, people. That's why I say together. We doing these things together. It makes a difference. Salute to K-Rod out there. I see you. He says, yo, Stormy, what's up? Eric R's in the building saying salute to Stormy B, man. Charmaine Callahan is back saying salute all. T-Berry, channel member, is out there saying Stormy, peace. Thrill Hill is back saying salute Stormy B. Ashley's Corner, the queen, is out there saying, hey, Stormy B, man, good morning. Good morning to you, sister. Andrew Charles is back saying salute Stormy B, man. Antoine Richardson, salute to everyone here. Queequee saying 100. And 704 Joe is in the building saying Sensei. Yeah, so, you know, I just put that out there, like, just think about if they gave us what we really wanted the majority of the time. This would be the number one sport again. The number one. Hands down. No bones, no doubts about it. Yeah. That's why we should call for it. We should ask for it. Huh? Yeah. And hold them accountable for the sport. Because you know, if you don't hold them accountable, then you can't enjoy events like what you had a chance to see last night. You got to hold them accountable, people. Got to hold them accountable. You know what I'm saying? The last few weeks of boxing have been tremendous. And we are to enjoy every moment of it. Dig into the crates. Pull up the footages. See what boxing really has to offer. The best of it. Last night was more of a certification, an affirmation. When you see men come together for undisputed at their weight class, that's what it's all about. And some of these guys that they tried to sell you on being the face of boxing, they're not. But last night, you got a chance to see what happens when people compete to be at the top. Not the ones that judges like to help out, fixing scorecards, having several rounds already made out, just in case there's a cut, a headbutt, or something like that. Some kind of foul injury early in the fight to ensure that someone goes home with that label. But I thought I would help you out a little bit, because I like to show the true colors of boxing when I talk about it, giving examples. As right here you have the so-called face of boxing getting his face punched in, huh? How about that? How about that? Y'all ain't listening. You can't see me. But I see you though. Man. Hats off to Shakur Stevenson, man. Because he told us a couple of weeks ago. He said he was going to get rid of Oscar Valdez, Eddie Reynoso, and Canelo Alvarez. All at the same time. And the young brother didn't lie. That's too much power for one man to have. You remember in Malcolm X in the movie when Malcolm went to the police station to get the brother that the police brutalized, and he had an army outside the FOI, huh? And that police chief, when Malcolm gave the hand signal for them to disperse and walk away, huh? That's too much power for one man to have. That's how they feel about us, man. But Shakur said it, man. Told Valdez in front of his face just before the fight, just don't cheat. Huh? Just don't cheat. And this clip that I'm playing here, that I ain't nobody said nothing about it yet, but I got it up there for a reason. Huh? This is the face of boxing being punched in the face. Huh? The irony. The irony. Huh? Somebody buy Dimitri Bivol dinner and a drink. Huh? For the rest of the year. He don't know. He just took out a ton of trash. Huh? A ton of it. You know, if you keep trash in the house, it stinks. Huh? House be smelling all funky and everything. You take the trash out. And that's what Bivol did. Huh? That's what Valdez did. I love it, man. I love it. Huh? So the face of boxing, you punch in the face. That's what I'm getting. That's why they say the face of, because you punch him in the face. Huh? When you see him, you punch him in the face. Here comes Canelo. Boom. Punch in the face. That's what you do to him. Bivol got the memo. He got the memo. And I give him credit. Huh? Didn't Shakur punch Valdez in the face? Huh? Kept punching him in the face. But Valdez was considered pound for pound, wasn't he? In some circles. Not mine. But just say, for a guy who ran, huh? Ran away from Shakur Stevenson. Little old young guy from Newark. Hmm? Yeah. So, if Canelo got brutalized, as in this footage that's playing, but he's the face of boxing that you punch in the face, what in the world does that now make Jermell Charlo? Where's that Drew Titan LLC 100 mad clip, huh? Don't it make you mad? It make you so mad, huh? It makes them mad, people. Listen, man. There's only one way to deal with the facts, huh? Only one way to deal with them. Put them out there so the people can receive them. That's right. Salute to Anton Richardson out there in that super chat. He says, been a good time with boxing lately. Yeah, kicked off by Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. Ladies first, huh? They kicked it off. And the brother's been kicking ass ever since, huh? All they needed was an intro. Thank you for your super chat there, Antoine. I appreciate you, man. Yeah. Yes, sir. But this is what it is, people. It is what it is. And you have to open it up. You have to let the people know exactly what's going on. Tell the truth. Huh? Shame the devils, because they out there. Shame them. Did you guys hear the quietness of boxing this weekend after last night's events? Did you notice it? Did you notice the calm, the quiet? No chanting, no flag waving. Do you think that was because they were on their way to the hospital for bandages for their assholes? Maybe, huh? Just maybe. Do you think? Or do like most of them, just go and cower like roaches and run into the dark and the cracks and crevices to escape. Yeah. Salute to Anton Richardson once again, back in that super chat. He says, anytime, good brother. Man, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Even the press conferences and everything were short, wasn't they? They was like, that was a good fight. Hey, what are you doing next? Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. It's like, what? You don't got better questions than that? Huh? Y'all said, huh? No personal phone calls from Canelo or anything, huh? The president ain't calling from any other sanctioning bodies congratulating, huh? This man just consolidated all the titles, huh, that were around the waists of people who didn't even need a belt, huh? Where's his congratulations at? Where's the president calling him at, huh? The mayor and the governor and everybody else, huh? What is it though? Crickets. You can believe if Castano won that fight, it'd be all over ESPN. It'd be all over the airwaves and social media and everything, huh? They still have a press conference going on. Yeah, it's the 12th hour after the fight, and we're still here getting the last roundup from Castano. What? What? This is how they do, people. This is how they do it. There are people who are fans of the Charlo twins, and I really have always respected the abilities of Jermell Charlo because he is a dynamite fighter. I don't care for his personality, but I cannot take away from the fact that the dude can handle his business in that ring. He got hands, as y'all like to say. And because me being a person of love for the sport, I have to give him his due in that. Could he need some mentoring with personality? It may be a little late for him. But his accomplishment stands head and shoulders above a lot of other people who have been granted opportunity and par gras just to be able to participate in the sport and have accomplished diddly poo compared to what this man has done. Where are the sound bites for him? Where are the news clippings? Where are the ESPN updates instead of just something running along at the bottom of a screen, a ticker? Huh? See, that's how you know there's something wrong with this sport. You guys heard what happened in Buffalo, New York yesterday? That's what they think of us, people. That they can just casually walk out in public and start taking you out of here, away from your loved ones. RIP to those families that were on the receiving end of that violence. And may justice be swift. But the fact that the assailant was able to go into custody of law enforcement and not to the morgue, I got a problem with that. Yeah, I said it. I'm not trying to take the show in a different direction, but I am trying to call to order what's important. That's why this picture of the face of boxing, whom I've called the ass of boxing, is still up on the screen. And I chose that particular image with dutiful purpose. Yeah, I said it. A man to be celebrated, an accomplishment to be acknowledged, respected. The road, the journey to this process is so difficult. So difficult. You have no clue. You want it all the time. But what is this now? Only the 6th, 7th man to be able to do this in this modern 4-belt era? We're going to open those call lines up and let people give their thoughts on what we witnessed last night with this historical match that took place, rematch between Mel Charlo and Brian Castano. And I would appreciate if it's not K-Rod to be the first person to call in. K-Rod, hold your horses. Give it some time. Let someone else call in. Ashley's laughing, but I'm not saying that for a joke, Ashley. I'm saying it because out of sincerity, because of I want to give the community a voice. I want to give other people. I love the fact that K-Rod can support the channel like he does and support the call-in show. But I do want to give other people an opportunity because it's important. Okay, good morning. We got 210 in the house. Who's calling? What's on your mind? Welcome to the show.
Good morning, man.
Who we got?
My name is Antoine from Stormy. How you doing, homie?
Hey, Antoine, that's good, man. Can you just turn your background down a little bit so it doesn't have the feedback there? But other than that, I hear you just fine.
How's that better?
That's better, yeah. Welcome to the show, man. What's on your mind?
Oh, man. Just wanted to say I had a good time watching that fight last night, and you were right. The past couple of weeks, it's been excellent, and the ladies set it off.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And
I
with
want to know, and you a funny guy, Stormy. I want to know if you want some of these jokes this morning, too.
what'd you say?
I want to know if you wanted some of these jokes this morning. You be trying to roast me, man.
I be trying to roast you.
Yeah.
How did I roast you, bro?
No, it was a few weeks ago, man, when we were talking about that Janet Jackson thing. It was a while ago, Storm. I'm just calling to give props, man, say good morning.
No, but listen, I'll tell you this. If I did roast you, you probably deserved it. Because I don't just haphazardly take shots like that. But, it's all in good fun. I like to keep it light.
Hey, Stormy, it was an attempted roast. It was attempted, man. This is your show, and I'm just being a gentleman this morning. That's all,
Well, gentlemen get tossed out too. You understand? It's an equal opportunity. employment thing around here. That's why I wear steel toes. You understand? Because I know where they goes.
Hey, man, I got an uncle up there that lives in Chicago, man. But I just wanted to tell you, man, keep up the good work. I love this show. God bless you.
Hey, man, God bless you as well. Thank you so much for your support, man. And, anything about the fights you want to talk about before you go?
Oh, man, just enjoy them. Hey, man, ain't nothing I can say that you ain't covered already. So, redundant with it. It was just excellent, man. I'm just keeping you coming. You just fights and just extra commentary. What you and you doing and tricks, man, it's awesome.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, we're going to continue to try to bring you the best of what we can. That's what we try to do here, man. That's what we try.
Man, thanks for the shout out, man. And, let somebody else get a chance to talk, man. And thank you, brother.
All right, you're welcome. Peace to you, man.
Simple.
All right. That's Antoine. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. No, Castano, I ain't the only one. I'm listening to the feedback in my earpiece. I can hear him. Maybe you need to turn up your audio, or get to the back of the class, writing that stuff in the chat. We can hear him. Okay, we got the man of the hour. What's good with you, man?
Yo, what's up, Stormy?
What's happening with you, bro?
Not much. I'm just partying my butt off after that devastating KO by Charlo.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was a great knockout victory. That was just, epic.
Yeah, I think what was even better was the fact that we had a point during the fight where these guys got into some exchanges. They went for it. And I talked about that last night in the post-fight show. I talked about them being able to get in there and mix it up and then get to that point where, okay, let me get out of there because I don't want to stay in there too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. It's just that I thought both guys were very, very afraid in the early rounds because they were thinking like, okay, well, this is like going to be a very highly anticipated fight. But then once the fight got more dangerous inside the pocket, it kind of seemed like Castano was losing his will to fight, and Charlo, he was just getting into a rhythm like he usually does. And correct me if I'm wrong, leading up to this Castano draw, Charlo, he's been on a 3-fight knockout streak. So, for like a guy like that to come in with like a mindset to, hurt somebody, in a rematch, that pretty much shows Charlo he's more deadlier in rematches, because when he listens to Derek James, he's actually a way better fighter that you haven't seen before. And I just, come to think inside like my mind, if Charlo were to just listen to Derek James every single fight, you would see his skill level and ring IQ be a lot much higher, at the high level. Not to say that, he doesn't use it. It's just that he has like these mental lapses sometimes in certain fights that he fights in where he doesn't take the fight as seriously and he gets his ego mixed up in the fight. Therefore, he doesn't look his absolute best.
Yeah. What was great also, K-Rod and chat, is that with what they brought in last night's fight, competitive wise, they brought the best of what they both offer, right? But the man who made the adjustments, the man who used his mind and not just trying to be physical, was Charlo. The versatility played a huge role. And that's what allowed him to not only gain greater separation between he and Castano. But it also, I think, had an effect on Castano mentally. This is why we talk about skills in the ring. You have to have a complete arsenal when you get to the top of the sport. You got to know how to jab. You got to know how to defend. You have to know how to slip punches, roll with punches. You have to know how to counter. You have to know how to get in and get your bit, get out and stay safe. Things of that nature. And that doesn't happen by just beating an assortment of guys that on paper you're supposed to whoop their ass. You have to fight competition that challenges you, so that even if you're not doing very well, that when you go back to the gym, you have something to work on. Derek James understands these things, and he teaches that to his men. And so they come prepped with certain aspects of the sport that they understand going in. They don't wait for fight night to figure it out. As long as there's teaching going on, a fighter can improve. One of the things that is a huge criticism I have for Anthony Joshua is he has not gotten better as a fighter since he beat Prince Charles Martin for that IBF title that he won off of Martin. Yes, he had a great fight with Klitschko and all of that, but he didn't get better as a fighter. When fighters improve, they begin to do things that's like, wow, he showed a new wrinkle. He showed this. You haven't seen that with Anthony Joshua. You haven't. And now he's in his 30s. He's as old as Mel now. And didn't get better. So when I'm critical of certain fighters, you know, I keep it to that. Personal like or dislike or whatever, that's out the window. We keep it boxing. If you keep it boxing, I can issue points that are solid to stand on. And Castano didn't bring enough skill sets with him to be able to overcome. He could fight with him. He was in the match totally. But in order to persevere and to overcome Mel Charlo, he was lacking in several departments. But that doesn't mean there aren't other fighters out there that he can beat. He can beat them. Just on sheer will and guts and nuts alone, he's going to be able to do that because he's a hell of a man. But overall, this young man, and I'll just say it here, there might be people that don't like to hear this, but I have to keep it real. He's a far better fighter than his brother. Far better. And his mental approach to what he does is very strong. I think this man actually dares to be great. When they tried to say that about Canelo daring to be great by going up to fight Dimitri Bivol, no, you'd be daring to be great if you had gone up there to try to fight Artur Beterbiev. This man dares to be great. And at the end of the day, it may be hard to say that he's not. Yeah. Salute to Anton Richardson back in that super chat saying, Coach James coaches adjustments in between rounds. Reynoso does not do that. Yeah, Reynoso is, you know what? I think we all can take a sigh of relief and put Eddie Reynoso where he belongs. And that is in the bottom rung of coaches in the sport of boxing. He's got a lot to learn. He need to go study Nacho Beristain or someone, because what he's doing is blowing smoke. I said it. Nacho Beristain is a hell of a trainer, man, and has the knowledge and wisdom of Yoda in comparison to someone like Reynoso, a man who couldn't even tell Oscar Valdez to at least try to jab with Shakur Stevenson. Pick up your jab, do more jabbing, step around, step aside. Never offered any advisement to Canelo. It's like, do it for your people. What is that? Do what? Cook them Sunday dinner? Anyway, K-Rod, what else you got?
Well, sadly, I just want to say, I hope everything's well with Evan Holyfield. Unfortunately, he got knocked out, but I just wanted to send my condolences to him, because that was just, such a, upsetting, victory, for his opponent. But, I also wanted to bring about the Vargas brothers. What's your thoughts on them?
Who? Which brothers?
The Vargas brothers, Fernando Vargas Jr. and Emiliano and Amato.
I don't know enough about them because I haven't been following them. I don't follow a lot of these young men, that are sons of the fighters and stuff like that, because that seems to be the trend right now. And until these men start getting up into a place of real contention, and their names will be bandied about because of who their dads were. I don't follow them like that. That's kind of groupie-like to me. You understand? Because if your son is going to be somebody in the sport, he'll eventually make his way to a spot that he should be. But a guy is 2 and 3 and 4 and old like that, I ain't following those guys. There's too many fighters out here that warrant my attention who are in the mix, in the thick of things. And I'm not saying no one should just feel like I feel, because that's my take. Because you ask me, that's me. When they get up to a certain point, then I'll have my eye out on them. Just like Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu is now up there now, where he's going to start getting in the ring with these guys, and we're going to see what he got. Even Holyfield, L-Dub let me know what happened with him yesterday, and I was like, wow, but it can happen because you don't play boxing, man. You don't play it. But I never knew, even to be a standout amateur, there was no talk of him having gone to Olympics or anything like that, like his dad did. But you turn pro in this, you turn pro in this cold game, and you can be on the receiving end. Remember that guy that knocked out Amir Khan for the first time? Where's he at today?
Nowhere.
Exactly. But Amir Khan, was an Olympian and everything, right? Boom, he gets in there and this guy sleeps him. Orlando Salido, he did something to one of those kind of named guys in the sport. His name escapes me. But Orlando Salido defeated a guy. And they even tried to erase his victory over the guy. His name escapes me. But yeah. It happens.
Lomachenko?
I'm being facetious, but yeah. So, but it happens. That's why you have to wait till they get up there. Julian Jackson's son lost to Mel Charlo. Got knocked out brutally. Yeah, chat, you guys, I was only being funny, it's like I act like, I know who he is, but no free promotion. What has he done for us, huh? He didn't even want to give Shakur a shot. So or Devin Haney. So let's see him fight somebody before he starts getting name recognition again. Let's see him get in there with somebody. Yeah, Boli, how about that? When Zahir Rahim beat Eric Morales, they tried to shut his career down, man. Just like they did Guillermo Rigondeaux. Same thing. Same thing. History is always repeating itself in the sport of boxing. That's why I don't understand why people act so shocked and amazed. If you study the sport, you'll be like, man, this is just like when such and such happened. But yeah, that's all I got on that, K-Rod.
Yeah, that is definitely shocking. I also wanted to bring up a final topic with Jaron Ennis knocking out Custio Clayton.
Man, where is Kirk Johnson at? Because Kirk Johnson came on Drew Titan's Stronghouse talking stuff about Custio Clayton, man. He need to be knocked out again. Kirk Johnson. What was that all about? Custio Clayton came out there. They might as well call him Kudo Clay. Huh? Because he came out there and rolled up like a ball of jelly. Huh? Jaron Boots Ennis didn't even get a chance to show him his real stuff. And the guy just folded up like an accordion or something. If you don't go sit your behind down somewhere, you, Kirk Johnson, your cousins, and everybody else, because, dude, you don't fool the sensei. Huh? I know a non-effort when I see one. And that talk that he had very briefly after the fight. Oh, I had to fight him because nobody else would. What are you trying to say? You didn't come to win. You came to get paid. Kirk Johnson talked a lot of stuff for you, man. I just want you to know that. And we had hundreds of people watching. Your effort showed none of what he spoke about. None of it. And just a word of advisement. Get a touch up or something before you get your butt in the ring next time. Go see the barber, huh? Because there's going to be plenty of photos of you laying on the canvas and everything with your mouthpiece hanging out your mouth and everything. And you want to try to look as good as you can, huh? So hit the barber. Huh? Because you ain't going to hit Jaron Boots Ennis anytime soon. I said it. What kind of shit was that? K-Rod, you bring up these guys, man. I opened up the show talking about taking out the trash. But you trying to bring the trash back in the house, man. Me mentioning that dude. Cause and it ain't Boots' fault either. It ain't Boots' fault. But when you come to lay down, you know, it's, hey, get the hell out of here. I'm not gonna be nice to those dudes. I'm not. They can get mad all they want. Huh? Prove me wrong. I say it all the time. Prove me wrong. Did you come to fight? I don't think you did. A lot of people don't think you did. Boots even looked at you and laughed when you rolled over on the canvas and everything. Looked like a fish that flopped up on the shore or something. You ever seen a fish that jump out the water and he can't get back in the water and he just flopping on the land? Flop, flop. Flop, flop. That's what he looked like. And then when the ref was like, stop counting, he flopped some more to make sure the ref would wave it off. Get out of here with that foolishness. Can somebody look up for me right now, because I can't do it at the moment. Who was the last person to knock out Kurt Johnson, the heavyweight? Who was the last guy to knock him out? And write it in the chat for me. Just look it up, Kurt Johnson. Google, BoxRec, whatever, Kurt Johnson. And see the last person to knock him out. Because we need to send that guy to see Kurt Johnson. Huh? Knock his ass out again because he come on there talking all that foolishness on Drew Titan Stronghouse. Huh?
The last person that was knocking him out was Vitalia Klitschko.
Yeah, let's get that dude.
Yeah.
Knock him out, Klitschko. Somebody, you know, coming out there with that foolishness, telling everybody, all our listeners, you better tune in because Castio's got something for him, man. We right, you know, blah blah blah, whatever. Don't embarrass yourself like that no more. That's what they used to sell those funny glasses and the fake noses for, when people would put on a disguise so you couldn't see who they were. That's what you need to be walking around in. Kirk Johnson, you and Castio. Huh? Floyd Patterson put one of those on when he got knocked out by Ingmar Johansson. Huh? He put on fake nose and glasses and left the arena like nobody would know who he was. That's real shit. Yeah. Come on, man. But yeah, if that's all you got, K-Rod, that's cool, man. We can try to open it up, get some more callers in. I appreciate you calling, bro.
Yep. Thank you very much. And shout out to Jamel Charlo, undisputed, baby.
That's right. That's right. Charlo's the man.
USA. USA. Black America, let's go, baby. Woo. All right. Thank you for the call, Stormy, and I will check back in next Sunday.
All right, man. Take it easy. Peace to you.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy, man. Yeah, buddy. We got somebody else want to call. Says we got 76 people out there. Hit that like button for me, folks. We got a lot of people out here. I see my man Drew Titan out there. Okay, who we got? Okay, we got 484 in the building. Who's calling? What's on your mind? Welcome to the show.
What's up, Stormybman? This is Stephen L. the Mac.
Hey, man, what's happening with you, Stephen L.? Good to hear from you.
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm all right. I just want to make comments about Jamel, how he did ESPN. I was happy with that. I was thrilled.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because like he said, the pound for pound, y'all don't put me on it. Like, don't try to sit up here in front now because I won. I got to come back to the table and talk to me.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about all I wanted to get off. I ain't really have too much to say. I was happy that he got that out of out of his system.
No,
for everybody to hear it.
No, what's great about it is this. When you have an opportunity to put them on the spot like that, you do it. You do it. You don't have to dwell on it, and you don't have to nail it into the concrete or anything like that. But you have to do it. You have to take your shots when they're open. Just like in the NBA game. When that guy set that screen for you and you come off that pick, you shoot that shot, that's you're wide open. That's when you take your shot. You see?
Exactly.
You don't go looking for the shots. You let the game come to you. And see,
Exactly.
he did that. That was good stuff. It was timely. That's how you do it. But
Exactly. And like I said, I was thrilled about it.
yeah, but what he also has to do now is do a self reevaluation and stop harming himself by, throwing his own people under the bus and stuff like that. He got to stop that shit.
Well, it's going to be kind of hard for him to, like, how can I say it? Because he spread all this, I'm African American, I'm from the USA. That's why everybody, like, looking at him now, like, okay, he's speaking up for his people. You got to keep the same energy every time. Don't talk about other black fighters in a bad way, etc. Keep the same energy, because at the end of the day, we are the ones that support you. Even though you make me sick a lot of times, I still support them. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, like I'm gonna keep repeating, they just family members that get on my nerves every now and then. That's it. From the stuff they say. That's all.
Right. And I'll tell you something. Derek James is a very good boxing coach and trainer. I give him that. But I would like to see some mentorship come on behalf of the Twins' dad or something like that, because they're in a different place now. You have to leave old childish things alone. Okay? This is what's missing from the mentorship of complete coaches and trainers, because complete coaches and trainers will teach you not only how to behave in the ring, but outside the ring. That's something that I was a proponent of when I was working with people in the gym. I'm extremely acute on that. How you carry yourself in life, how you move through life, because that's an ongoing battle to the day you die. In the ring, it's a competitive situation for a moment, a increment of time. But boxing is the truest metaphor for life. So if your trainer can teach you how to be a man, how to handle yourself as a man, you can take that and apply that to anything you do in life.
And I agree with that. Another thing is, it's like, I was happy that we got to see their dad. That shows a lot as well, because you never seen his dad. And I was like, dang, this dude, what is he? He's the triplets. They look just like their dad, bro. It's like, and like I said, how America is, all black fathers don't be there, but I was happy to see their dad in the corner, wherever he was, just popping up,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So overall, this fight week was a good fight week. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, from the press conferences to everything, the build-up, everything, I was impressed with it. Even Castano, he's a good sportsman as well. I take nothing away from him. And good luck whoever fight him,
Now, I'm going to say something. Check this out. Not for the next fight for Castano, because he has to recover from this. He has to come back and get a win under his belt and everything like that. But you know what would be a great fight? You know what would be a great fight?
I'm listening.
Castano and Fundora.
Thank you. At the end of the day, because Fundora is number one, and the other dude, the Tenzu, WBO, he number one as well, but I prefer the Fundora. The Tenzu dude, he get knocked out by anybody next.
No,
like,
listen, Stephen L., that would be a great fight because of the style matchup. Fundora likes to fight on the inside. Castano, that's where he does his best work, on the inside. Dude, that's a great 5, 6, maybe 7 round fight.
7 at the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't say right now who wins, because like I said, Castano would need to come back, get a win under his belt and stuff like that before he goes right back into one of the top guys. You got to rebuild yourself.
I agree.
But
I agree.
A fight with someone like Fundora, that's a boxing match made in heaven for the fans. Seriously, because of the action that it would produce.
I was just going to say it's going to be a slugfest. Exactly. I was just saying, get the Australian dude up out of here. Like, get out of here. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take up too much time, Stormy. You know,
Hey, man.
I just want to call in because I never called in.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get used to calling in to everybody's show.
that's fine, man. I welcome it. You know, I try to encourage people all the time. Please call in, show some support, and we can have a conversation, because one of the things you'll see when people do call in and they put out there what they would like, their talking points or whatever, that's what makes the show flow, because it's like, I'm here for you guys. I can talk boxing all day long in my sleep. But the thing about it is, I want to encourage you all to take part in it, because if we profess to love this sport, why we can't talk about it? You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
that's what it is at the end of the day.
Well, like I said, I always appreciate you, brother. You know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well,
I'm gonna go back in the chat and see what else I can look up and read.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I appreciate your
All
call,
right.
man. Don't be a stranger. Call again, okay?
All right.
All right. Peace to you, bro. Great call from Stephen L., man. Great call. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. Couple of great calls so far. What else you guys got for me, man? What you got? Drinking my mineral water. Yes, sir. Looking at that playback, it's like I'm drinking a invisible bottle. I see you brothers out there. We got Geo James, Hamza S, Boli, Cass is in the building. Who else we got? Painful Excellence, Drew Titan, IGM Tim, MP WTF. Judah Ben Israel out there. Harris Ford 97. I see you out there. The Boxing Kings Archives in the building. Okay, we got 202 in the building. Who's calling? What's on your mind? Welcome to the show. Boli. You good, man? Can you get a little closer to your mic? Because it sounds like you're kind of far away, or you're on speaker or something.
Yeah. How's that? Is that
Yeah,
better?
that's much better. That's much better.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Usually when I call you, I'm in the car. Not today.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great fight last night. I enjoyed that, man. That was everything that I thought it would be in terms of just the drama of the fight. But in terms of the nuts and bolts, man, I thought that, Castano made a mistake coming out, and he basically gave away the first two rounds. And when I was watching it live, the first thought that I had was he must have some stamina issues, because I remember he, in the back half of the first fight, he kind of faded as well. And he's a guy that likes to have a high work rate. The thing is with the Charlos or with the Jermell Charlo and with Spence as well, is that they're in they come in great condition. and I think he might have made a mistake by allowing Jermell the chance to get his rhythm and establish his jab early on. And I mean, I just thought it was a masterful performance by Jermell Charlo, because he fought like guys of yesteryear. It was like a throwback. You know, he was aggressive, but also fighting off the back foot, which I heard some people say he couldn't do. He made him follow him around the ring, which drained Castano and didn't allow him to just set up and throw those shots like he did in the first fight. And, you know, I think the reason that he tied up, and I saw, I think it was Hamza S. was asking about someone else about, you know, why he tied up Castano. I think he tied him up just to frustrate him. I don't think he did it because there was like a lack of skill, like he can't fight on the inside. No, he can fight on the inside. I think he just chose to frustrate him and make him reset. And I just thought it was a great performance. You know, I feel bad for people that claim to be boxing fans, which they're really not. But I mean, you know, this is the type of fight that should be propped up. You know, non-resistance by what you see from Canelo, and you know, like for example against Bivol. You know, you didn't see him trying different things, and you know, Castano, you know, he made his presence felt at a certain point, but you know, you can tell he was trying.
Yeah, and what you just mentioned was very insightful. The tying Castano up. I challenge people to go back and watch the first fight. I don't think there was a point in that fight at all where Mel tried to tie him up. I think he either pushed him off or moved away from the guy or whatever. But tying someone up is a strategical tactic that you can use to your advantage in a fight. A complete fighter knows this. Tommy Hearns got knocked out several times because he didn't know how to tie a guy up. As great a fighter as he was, even when he got later in his career, he had difficulty tying a guy up when he was in trouble or when he was trying to catch a breather or something like that. It's something that a fighter has to add to his repertoire, because you never know on what type of occasion that you may have to do this, and it could save you. It can save you from an embarrassing moment in the fight. It can save you from a knockdown, and definitely it can save you from a knockout. If you look at Castano, when he got hurt late in the fight, he got hurt being very in close with Mel, but was too macho to try to tie Mel up. That's how he got knocked out. Because at a moment of weakness, at a moment of not, you know, resisting or trying to fend something off, the tying the guy up to break up whatever's happening at the moment. Let's take a breather. Let's reset things. Let's get started again. You know, that kind of thing. That's what tying a guy up does for you. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw after, once Castano recognized that pattern, after it took him about a round and a half or 2 rounds, he started actually resisting the attempt. And he did a good job of parrying the attempt for Jermell to tie him up on the inside. So you know, you could see there was adjustments, and he was thinking in the ring. I'm not sure. I just think Castano might have gone in there with trying to be too much like Charlo and thinking like I think he had the better. You know, the strategy that he needed was more, and he needed to do more of what he did in the first fight. And he needed that educated pressure, but he needed to be relentless in that fight, and it just wasn't there. And there was things that Jermell Charlo was doing, but I also think, you know, he from the get-go, I just think he came in there with the wrong with the wrong mentality. You know, that's just my opinion. But it was a great fight. I'm not trying to diminish the fight.
Right. It's just
I loved it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, in hindsight, breaking it down as to, you know, what the action that did take place, and for the loser, which was Castano, what could he have done possibly to, you know, to make it more of a fight for himself. And I spoke about that last night when I said that there was one thing he could have did much better that he didn't do. And a lot of fighters are very guilty of this today, is because they don't believe in it, and that's to utilize the jab. Utilize the jab. Everybody wants to go in there and throw their power shot, whatever it might be. It could be a left hook for some fighters. It could be a right hand for some fighters. It could even be an uppercut, because some guys believe, like, man, if I could just get in there and hit him with my uppercut. But you have to use the jab to open everything up. I often tell fighters that want to be better with their jab, if you can throw 30 to 35 jabs in a round, you're doing some good things. Even if they're not all landing, you're presenting a problem to the other fighter and giving him something to think about. Is something constantly in his face? Is something constantly touching him? Is something that's setting off throwing off his particular rhythm? That's what you have to do. But if you're not doing it, he's going to be doing something to you. And I don't understand the modern fighter and how they don't believe in the jab. That jab can mean the difference between night and day. It really can. A few weeks ago when we saw Katie Taylor in there with Amanda Serrano, a lot of people felt like Serrano was winning with those power punches and everything. She missed a lot of them too. But one thing Katie was doing was sticking that jab. Sticking it. Even if it's not the most telling, if it ain't snapping her head back, if it ain't, you know, closing her eye. You have to throw a certain kind of jab on a consistent basis to close somebody's eye, like what we saw Joe Joyce and Danny Dubois. But it can happen. Once you start popping that thing and you pop it with rhythm, and you don't just jab. You double jab sometimes, you single jab sometimes, you 1-2 off the jab, 1-2-3 off the jab, right hand, left hook. You have to mix it up. Every once in a while, a triple jab. But it's like, who do you really see doing that right now? Even when Shakur was beating the life out of Oscar Valdez a few weeks ago, his jab was very nice. His jab was very nice against Valdez, but he wasn't like mixing it up in variation. He wasn't throwing all the combinations off of it like he did against Herring that he could have. That's why my critique of him was like, he could have stepped it up. Once you could touch Valdez like you touching him, then you start making him hurt. And that's two different things. You touching him, but you ain't hurting him. If you can touch him like that, then the next thing is to hurt him. When you hurt him, you can get him out of there. When people say there's levels to this stuff, those are the levels I just laid before you. But it all starts with the jab.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there was a big, there's a big, I think there's like an 8-inch difference in the arm length. So in order for Castano to get that jab off, really, he would have had to get inside and taken that risk.
No.
Continuously.
No.
You don't think so?
Bully, no. And I'll tell you why. Jabbing is not necessarily about your reach. If you have great reach, it can help you be successful jabbing, but you got to use it. You got guys that have an 84-inch reach that don't use the jab. Deontay Wilder didn't use his jab enough. He didn't. With that reach and everything that you have, and as hard as you punch with both hands, because I've often said, I feel like Deontay was a country strong brother. I think he could punch equally as hard with his left as he could his right. Now imagine if he decided just to go out there and bust you up with a left jab, a piston of a jab, a guy who's wiry like he is and has hand speed like he has. If he just decides to just start snapping you with that jab, what you gonna do about it? Nothing. But take it until you can't. You see the difference in the mentality? It has to be. But what I was disagreeing with you about Castano's instance, yes, he was shorter and has shorter reach. So the jab now becomes, it's about timing. I spoke about this last night with Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto had one of the best offensive jabs that I've seen in modern boxing because Miguel knew how to throw his jab off rhythm. He had great timing. He knew when to unleash that jab on somebody. Sometimes he would double it up and move around. Sometimes he'll come after you after doubling it up. Sometimes he'll snap it and take a step either back or over to the side. Miguel had a very good jab. He once he started using that jab against Floyd Mayweather in the later portion of their fight, he had Floyd's nose bleeding and everything because it was like, and Floyd was like, damn, he kind of shook his fist like, damn, he hit me with that sucker again because Floyd couldn't get out of the way of his jab. This is the thing. Mike Tyson was a short guy, but early in his career, he was out jabbing people. He's one of the shortest heavyweights of all time who got to the successful, ladder that he got to. So it's not about reach. It's about timing. And it's about knowing how to throw your jab. Do you know you could bait a guy into jabbing and you jab with him and throw his rhythm off? And because he's taller than you, you don't always jab up at his chin. You jab at his chest. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So if he's got to punch down at you and I'm jabbing at his chest, my jab gonna hit his chest before his punch that's punching down can hit me. And if I'm jabbing correctly, I can take my head off center line so that any return action is going to miss, or I could slip or parry it or whatever. But see, these are the technical aspects of boxing that someone like Derek James, he knows these things. But
Right.
Does Castano coach know these things? I'm not so sure because he's not telling his guy to use his jab.
Yeah, I definitely think they came in there with their, like Castano. Like I'm see, now when we talk, I'm remembering my thoughts in real time in the fight because I think these things as I'm sitting there watching it live. So definitely Castano came in there with I think again it goes back to coaching. They came in there with the plan that they were going to see, they know that Jermell Charlo was going to come out more aggressive. He was especially in that first round, Castano was laying back and letting Charlo do his thing, and their plan was 100% to sit back and wait for the final 30 seconds of the round, let Jermell Charlo tire himself out, and then start attacking. And that's what he did. And I think they cut corners, and honestly, I think that Castano cheated himself, and I think he really underestimated Charlo and Derek James and the whole. Almost maybe you can just say American boxing in general. It's almost like saying, I heard them say, oh well, he's gonna. I mean, maybe it's just part of the hype. Oh, he's gonna pay for talking and stuff like that. But sometimes I think they really do believe that. So I don't pay attention to. I forget about talk. Whatever you're gonna do, a lot of times has to do with whatever it is that you've been practicing and your preparation and things that we're talking about. So I think that he thought that he was going to wear down Charlo, and Charlo was exhausted at the end of the fight, as he should be in a fight like that. But that's 100% the plan that they came with, and I understand what you're saying about the jab. I don't think they respected the moment, and we'll see whether Castano is going to come out as a better fighter for this type of fight or worse. Sometimes guys come back and they can't recover from the emotional drop of losing a fight like this, and some guys come out better. So
well, I don't think the mental aspect is going to be a problem for Castano But I do believe the boxing philosophy is a problem if you can't improve upon it. Now, what he was supposed to do with size and reach and everything in this fight last night, I already mentioned, he was supposed to work behind the jab more. But what he was supposed to try to do was to work Mel's body. Hell be damned. Now, I'm not trying to say this as if that's Mel's weakness, because people will be out there, Stormy saying if he would have went to the body, he would have got him. No, I ain't saying that. But what I'm talking about is a way to keep yourself in the fight with the disadvantages you have. You don't have the footwork that the man has. You don't have the hand speed that he has. So those two things right there, you're at a physical disadvantage. How do you align things and even things out? First of all, you want to cut the mobility down. How do you do that? You go to the body. Huh? Don't be head hunting. Yeah, you can mix some shots in from time to time up top, but the concentration should be to the body. The hardest punches that you can muster should be to the body when it's a clean body shot. But see, these things, you don't learn them or do them on the night of the fight. You practice that in the gym, in training. I talk about this all the time. If you show up on fight night expecting a Bible of what to do, you're going to lose. You're at a disadvantage. This is why I challenge, what are these trainers teaching these guys in the gym? Seriously? Did Castano Clayton train for weeks in the gym to perform and do what he did last night? Some people will say, I don't think he trained. I think he did. Because where was the spirit to do more than what he did? You got to try. I saw at no point in those 1.5 rounds that he tried to knock in his head off. But he covered up and still got hit. So you might as well get hit taking a chance than getting hit, covering up, cowering, moving away, trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's that simple, bro. It's that simple.
I almost don't even. I don't even want to mention that fight in relation to the main event. It almost feels sacrilegious. But
you know what? And that's why I'm roasting, because Kirk Johnson came on Drew Titan's show talking crap.
I remember that show.
Talking crap, man.
Yeah,
I'm like, about this, Kirk Johnson? Are you kidding me?
I remember.
Man, he better not show his face in public, bro. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I expected more from Clayton too.
Exactly.
Really did. I thought that he was gonna. I thought he was gonna box off the back foot and move in and out and show more resistance. I didn't expect him at all to beat Boots. I thought Boots was gonna get him out of there after 6, but I didn't expect that right there. That was a surprise, especially at age 34. You're undefeated. First.
And all that rolling around on the canvas and stuff. Come on, man. You know what I mean? It's like, you want to go for those type of theatrics now. Stumbling into the ropes and stuff. Boots is not Mike Tyson, okay? Mike Tyson hit Trevor Berbick on the forehead, and one punch to the forehead knocked that man down 3 times. He got up, fell down, got up, fell down the 3rd time. It's like, that was Mike Tyson. Boots ain't Mike Tyson. He ain't. You go up out there and perform like that, man. It's like, really? And why should someone want to pay to see you again? Seriously, why? That's like the non-effort of the year.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. But going back to the main event, I remember last night you said you were going to rewatch it. I don't know if you did, but man, that round 5 was it was either 4 or 5. I believe it was 5. Like, it was amazing. I think that was the best round of the fight, where both guys were really going at it and had their full game plans.
Yeah.
Headed, knocking at each other. I thought the rest of the fight was going to end up being like that, and I think it was just, maybe it was being outdoors, a different environment, whatever it was. It couldn't sustain that pace, but it was amazing. I just remember that, and I want to go back and watch round 5 for sure.
I'll tell you this, brother. Both guys, and I talked about that last night and a little earlier today on this show. I said that both guys realized, that was some good cooking there, but I better not stay in here too long because one could get the other, in those type of exchanges. It was good to get in there and, get your cooking and get on out with your plate, but don't hang around for seconds and thirds because somebody would end up going down. You see? And Mel was very smart for getting the hell up out of there because, you know what? He has a decent chin, but why do you want to try to prove to the world that you're a tough guy when you're a damn good boxing guy? You understand? It's like, leave the tough stuff for the other dudes. Handle your business with your smarts, with your brains. And you know who would sign on to that? Floyd Mayweather. He'd be like, hey, man, yeah, that looks nice for the crowd and everything. But years later, when you can't remember where you put your car keys and you just set them down 5 minutes ago, hey, it's a reason for that.
Yeah. Well, every now and then, that's what, people want to see. And I mean, I think for the magnitude of that fight, and in the moment, I guess it was, that's just where the fight goes sometimes. But it was, I just remember watching it when I was sitting there. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I thought it was going to continue. But, anyway, it was a great fight. I'm not complaining at all. I want to see better matchups like that, and 154 has been doing it. So, I'm not getting on the case of that division. What you see is, and I don't blame his brother for what's going on, because what you see is 154 is basically controlled by PBC, and 160 is scattered. So the business of boxing is taken over, and the entities are not working together, or as you saw with the failed Munguia thing, So eventually it'll play out. I mean, I think that Jamal Charlo is now talking about going up to 168, so hopefully that'll happen. Anyway, I appreciate you giving me the time, Stormy. It was a great fight. Good to call in and talk about it.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. That's what this is all about, to allow us the opportunity, to discuss the sport that we love and, talk about things. I mean, it was a great fight. It's a classic fight now. So, but don't be a stranger. Call again.
Yeah, real quick, and I'll listen to it off air. I'm just curious what you think after watching that fight about the possibility of Crawford fighting Jamel Charlo. Is it realistic? And like I said, I'll just hang up and listen to you off air.
If I think it's realistic, yeah, I think it's realistic, but he's got to, decide what he's going to do at 147 right now first, because, is he and Earl really going to get it on, or are they going to move beyond that and not have that fight? Now, to go up and challenge, that's a hell of a challenge for Bud Crawford. But Bud Crawford is not Brian Castano, and he's not what's his name? Tony Harrison. He's a different fighter. He has a different mentality. He has a different set of skills. Is he the smaller man? Absolutely the smaller man. But didn't they award and anoint Canelo for going up and fighting at heavier guys, and you see what I'm saying? Why is it okay when someone else does it, but when it's one of us that do it, we got to lay shortcomings and albatross and put roadblocks and stuff like that? If that man thinks he can get up there and compete at that level or whatever, so be it. You know, I've seen small guys go up and beat bigger guys. I've seen big guys ruin smaller guys. My thing is, I would definitely watch it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and because it's not a reality at this particular moment, it's a fantasy fight. But, you know, wouldn't it be interesting? Yeah. Would it probably go the distance? Probably not. You know what I mean? But one thing you can't do is you can't measure a man's heart and determination, what he wants to do with what he gets. What Mel did in that fight was he had an opportunity to push back against a challenge, and he persevered, and then he got the Holy Grail at the same time. That type of sense of accomplishment, because he did it against a worthy adversary, that's something that can't nobody take away from him. So he now is at a different level and better as a result of it. That's what all these other fighters are going to have to realize. That's why Josh Taylor should have took his ass back in there and fought a rematch with Jack Catterall instead of stalling and messing around, because that guy actually beat you. Give him the rematch that he deserves for the belts that you have. Whoop his ass, then move forward. But this whole thing about face me at a catch weight and everything, and the belts won't be on the line anymore, whatever. What incentive does Catterall have to fight you without the belts? His whole purpose of fighting you was for the belts because he was a #1 contender. So now you're just going to take that off the table for him? You see what I'm saying? You see how they play games in the sport of boxing? And you see I gave you several different scenarios. You there, bro? Bowly Bowly. Did we lose the call? I think we lost the call. Sorry about that, if Bowly Bowly. Don't know what happened with that. Yeah, so this is where we are, people. You know? This is where we are. Great Sunday morning, man. Sunday afternoon now that we're just past noon here in the Chi. But I like the fact that we got more people calling in and everything. Thanks, Boli Boli. I appreciate you calling in as well, man. You guys really make the show. You really make the show. Okay, we got 518 in the building again. What's good?
How you doing? I'm calling out of upstate New York, actually.
Okay, who we got?
This is Dave. I wanted to say, first and foremost, love your show. Love your show. Beautiful show for the fans, for the boxing fans.
I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name again.
This is Dave. I'm calling from upstate New York.
Okay, Dave. Welcome to the show, man. What's on your mind?
Oh, man, I wanted to talk about the poise that Charlo showed in his fight last night.
Yeah, what a fight, huh? It's one for the books, man. It was a classic fight. They gave and they got, both men, and Mel proved to be superior, and I just remarked with the last caller, Boli Boli, I said that's what's great about what he did and accomplished. The fact that he had a real challenge to get his holy grail, and now nobody can ever take that away from him,
Oh, no, definitely not. Definitely not. And I was really impressed with Castano as well. Castano's chin, man, Castano took some big shots throughout the entire fight, and he was like he kept coming.
Yes.
I'm trying to, Castano reminds me of another fighter that I used to watch coming up. I'm trying to think of this guy's name. It was another Latino fighter that sort of had the chin and kept on coming like Castano.
Well, there have been a few of them, and he's from Argentina, so it could have been Jorge Castro for all we know, because Castro was one of those guys. He could take a shot like that. You know what I mean? There have been a few of them.
Yeah, and I do have to say, you were kind of critical on Castillo Clayton. I've been hit in the temple before, and I actually lost my footing as well, just like he did. When you get hit in certain places, it might not look like it's going to take the toll that it takes on you, but I didn't understand. Like when he fell, I said, "Oh, okay, he's going to get off." I actually thought he slipped. But when I saw the replay, I said, "Okay." Bolts caught him right above the ears, and whenever you get caught in that area, you never know how your body's going to react to it. I watched Clayton. A few times. Like, Clayton doesn't strike me as a coward. A lot of people are saying he was scared of Boots. I just thought Boots caught him in the right place at the right time and knocked him off his square, and he buzzed him for sure.
Yeah, and see,
just speaking of experience, I think he tried to get up. Clayton tried to get up, but he just couldn't get his footing. It's like when you watch a cartoon and someone gets hit and they start seeing stars. That actually happens in real life if you get hit in the right spot.
Oh, I know these things, bro. But let me say this about what I, because my harsh critique comes from a certain place. When you're in there with someone who supposedly has maybe, what they're forecasting as something special, it's your duty to be sharp, to be aware, alert. When you look at when Clayton got hit, where was he positioned? And I am asking.
He was in the high guard. He had the high guard up.
No, but he was down low.
Yes, he was.
So.
It looks like he was trying to go inside, actually.
Jerron had to punch down at him on that angle. When your face, where your eyes are looking toward the canvas, bad things happen. Uppercuts, overhands, punches behind the head, all of that happens
Yes.
when you're
Yes,
in that type of
exactly.
position.
Yes. I
And
agree, 100%.
and this is the thing that I say about that. Fighters are taught to keep your head up, keep your your guard a certain kind of way and everything like that. But when a guy is doing the things improperly, like when Michael Grant got knocked out by Lennox Lewis, I had a problem with something I saw early in the fight. And that was like Michael Grant was putting his head, he was 6'6", he was 6'7", Lennox was 6'6". Lennox, when they got in close with each other, Lennox would pull him down where his head went beneath Lennox's shoulders, almost like where his head under his armpit. Like when I saw that, I said Grant's going to get knocked out, because when a fighter can take another guy and pull his head down, not only are you putting stress on his back and his legs and things like that, because when you pulling, because there's a struggle, it's like it just looked like a guy pushing on a guy, but you're struggling with your strength to push a guy off of you and stuff like that. What happens is tactically that wears on you, but what comes behind is a sneak punch, a punch that can come from the side, it can come from underneath, it can come from over the top. And Lennox, when he knocked Michael Grant out finally, he held his head down and punched him with an uppercut. It was an illegal shot, but because he held him. But the ref didn't call it, and Grant was knocked out. And that was the end of the fight. Now.
Yeah, well, I've seen Tyson Fury do that his whole career.
Exactly. And it's dirty. But what I'm trying to say when I say that, you're supposed to be schooled in the gym of how to prevent those things from happening. Okay? Now, let's get to Clayton. The best thing for Clayton to have done last night was to jump on Boots Ennis. Jump on him. Why didn't he?
Yeah, that would have been the most unexpected thing that he could have done.
But not just from the point of it being unexpected, but to put him on defense. Because like I say, they haven't sparred, so they don't know each other's power. You don't know what the guy got. So if you go out there guns a-blazing to get off to a quick start, that doesn't mean you have to fight the whole round like that. But you let him know, sucker, I'm here. Okay?
Yeah.
Take this jab in your mouth followed by this right hand. You understand? You have to establish yourself. You go out there patting gloves with guys and just standing there and let that guy who got fast ass hands, radar like senses, tag you. It's like you're falling into what's advantageous to him. And I talk about these things because strategy, tactics, all of this stuff matters, man. When the lights go on, there are so many people who go into matches ill prepared. They have no idea of what they want to do. They just hope they can close their eyes and get lucky and land a shot. Boots fought like
Clayton for that type of guy, yeah.
But see, this is.
To be honest,
but when you're fighting someone like that,
possibly been a competitive fight. I came into that fight expecting it to be competitive for the first 5 rounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it wasn't.
And my dad actually said that Clayton was going to upset him, and I said that ain't no way that's going to happen. But yeah. A lot of people had confidence in Castano Clayton for some reason. I thought Boots finally met his match, but
sometimes when
he
these
got hit with one of those
guys
that throw his equilibrium off.
They come out there and they fight beneath the expectations of the people who support them. you know? And it's an unfortunate thing, because it's like when you see guys fighting like that, you kind of wish that they brought something different or better, you know? Now, I know that Custody Clayton is a better fighter than what he showed last night, which is another reason why I'm very critical of him. Very critical. Because I'm not giving him a pass, man. Not giving him a pass. If you're going to go down blazing. Go down guns blazing.
Yeah, I agree. Lastly, I want to say to Devin Haney, this is the way that I want to see Devin Haney fight Kambosos. The way that Charlo fought Castano, that's the way I want to see Haney fight Kambosos. I want to see Haney mix it up with him a little bit at the start, and then just give him everything that he's looking for in the middle of that fight, and ultimately knock him out.
Right. And that's what's best. You know, that's the best way to go about the business. Because Larry Holmes used to call it taking them out to sea and drowning them. And there's work that has to be done at the onset in order for that to happen. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta get that work in, set those building blocks, and then come in with the wrecking ball later to knock the wall down.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you.
All right, man. It's a pleasure.
And, I'll continue to enjoy the show. Thanks for everything you do.
Thank you, man, and thank you for the support. And this is what we do. We love it, and I'm glad to have a person like yourself out there enjoying it, man.
Oh man, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to actually call in. I really appreciate that.
All right, we'll see you next time.
All right.
Peace to you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, that's a great call from Dave, upstate New York. That's what's up. Man, we get into that second hour and then this little buffering thing tries to kick in. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to figure that out. Talk to a tech on that. I think it's YouTube personally, but it is what it is. But another great call-in show, man. Another great call-in show. I guess I can take these last couple of minutes. I'll shut the call-in number down for right now, just to talk about this last little point for the show, because I didn't speak about it earlier. But with the last few minutes we have, I guess it's okay to talk about this now. I guess it's okay. The fight that was on DAZN. The fight that was on DAZN between Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez and Dominique Boza. This fight, it was like I said on the Friday night chop session. This was going to be a showcase for Zurdo. Dominique Boza was a fighter from Germany who hadn't really fought outside of there, and he was being brought in as cannon fodder for Zurdo. A gym workout, basically, in live action. And this is the thing. I'm salute to Antoine Richardson in that super chat, man. He says, all love, big homie. I'll catch you next time. Have your volume right so this chat can hear my silky voice. Okay. Okay, Anton, I appreciate you, man. And your super chats, man. You really showed up today on that. And yeah, we'll have the volume ready for you next time, so people will be prepared for you. Okay? But thanks again, brother. But getting back to Zerto. Bozo came in. This fight started, and he immediately come out with a high guard. Here we go, talking about that high guard thing again. And just allow Zerto to open up on him. Banging him from pillar to post. He went to the ropes. He went to the corners. He didn't offer up much of anything. And I had said this was going to be inside of 6 rounds, and it sure was. I don't know what they're going to do with Ramirez, because there are people that he's going to be beating up on, and they're going to make him look like he's something. But there's a couple of fighters out there, Dimitri Bivol, Joe Smith Jr., and Artur Beterbiev, that'll give this guy more than a run for his money. But Golden Boy and De La Hoya and their promotion of how they do things, you have to call into question what they're really trying to get done here with him. Huh? Are they trying to do another, Canelo situation where they just want to run off victories on this guy? He beat this kid up last night, man, Bozo. And I saw the referee having a conversation with the fight doctor in between rounds. Looked like he was trying to tell him, hey, if this guy takes too much punishment, just stop the fight. And sure enough, it did. As soon as he went down from a couple of body shots from Ramirez, they stopped the fight. I didn't like this. It didn't look great as a main event. They brought a guy in who offered up absolutely nothing. This was like Canelo against Yildirim. And I don't like when I see boxing like this. I don't like it. It's something that's bad for the sport when they're not giving you quality. This was a stinker. Definitely. And it should be called exactly what it was. So, Zerto, until you get in there with one of the top guys that I just mentioned, we'll see what you have to offer. But right now, I can't respect those efforts of yesterday. And it wasn't your fault, because it's your matchmakers and your promoter that's putting you in there with these guys like that. But no. You're far removed from those victories over guys like Holiday Hart and those guys. You know what I mean? But it's time to step it up, man. You're in the light heavyweight division. There's some killers up there. Let's see you find out if you're a killer or not. Huh? But that's what we need to see. That's what we need to see. But yeah, this is what it is. We are coming to the end of another Sunday call-in show. This is number 38. We had great conversation. We had great fights last night, and we look forward to some more great fights in the ensuing weeks. So this is Stormybman checking out. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. I appreciate everybody that came out. We had a lot of people out here today. The likes are way over 100. I appreciate that. We had some great calls. We had super chats. You know, we're doing our thing here. But just know, people, I'm going to continue to do this and bring us all together so we can talk about the great sport of boxing that we profess to really love. You know what I mean? So, peace to everybody. Shout out to the mighty LDBC.